our group. Myself, Kwok, and my team members is Alex, Jingy, and James. So we divided our project into 5 parts. The first one we will talk about issues being faced currently. Then we will discuss on stakeholders, how they affect it. And then we give some information about agents methodologies. After that, we will focus on some risk and how to minimize. And finally, we will talk about measurements of success and impact. So let's start with issues being faced currently. So there are some issues that the company is facing at the moment. The first one is no clear guidelines for employees to report IT support matters. And there are some communications with IT teams in not arranged clearly. So it means they are increasing asking for help from indirect ITs, which is they can simply solve by themselves with the Google results. And lastly is employees don't have sufficient digital literacies to troubleshoot themselves. And next one.
Okay, thanks, Kwok. Um, my name is Alex. I'll be talking about the stakeholders of these situation. So there are three kinds of stakeholders. There are non-IT staff, so the people with no access to the technology because they have the problem with technology. There's the IT team member, which is disrupted because of the problems raised by non-IT staff, and um, they are like highly demanded for trivial tasks relating to IT troubleshooting, and could not focus on the data migration project. There's also these company projects and the people in those teams which are delayed due to the lack of procedures and communications. And so the solution that we came up with to resolve these issues is using Trello, an agile influence technology. So Trello is an agile software. It is open source. Mostly it is Kanban influence, which is the standard for issue reporting and status checking, very common in IT support. It has this pipeline which is very to use, and I'll show you in the next slide. So as you can see, the Kanban board composed of to do, doing, and done columns, which are the main three columns. So any problems raised by any other departments would be put into the to do columns, and when the IT people are ready to or have some time to do it, they'll put it into doing column, and when it's done, it will be put into done column. So the process is very simple, and it's easily able to keep track of the status of any problems people put in. I'll hand over to the next member, Jin, to talk about the risk.
Hey guys, my name is Jingyi, and thanks to my colleagues, they have given the best answers for the questions. So in my part, I will introduce the risks. I will list some point for that. So the first one is the team's engagement in using new method, and the second one is training non-IT members to adapt to Trello process, And the third one is to distract it from data migration project. So when we want to use a new tool, we need to ask the team members they are willing to use that or not. So the solution is we need to ask all of them and maybe give them some forms to let them answer they are willing to use this one or not. And we also can give some educational workshop for the members, and also we can teach them how to use the Trello or some other tools. So that's the first solution for that. And the second one is the Trello supports the mobile app and the notifications. So that means that one is very useful to use. And the third solution is we can combine with the other forms of communication to ensure the problem can be solved easily. So that's all my part.
James, I'll be here to share with you guys about the measurement of success and impact of the agile environment we set up. So first thing first, we need to get people to use the Trello, the tool that we decide to use. So it will have the record of the all the tickets that which have resolved on Trello. So why we need this is because we want to make sure that everyone use this tool to ask for support. And secondly, we also want to keep the history of resolved problem, the record, because it can use for training purpose, because we can keep analyze the question, then we find that which is the most frequently asked question. So we can next time we can list it out. So before they check it, they have a little database to check if they have the similar question. Yeah, and the third one is the communication. We will have a special communication app on Trello. So we don't use the traditional way. If you want to ask for IT support, then you have to write email or talk over phone, because that won't be a record over there. And lastly, so we need to make sure that the customer know where to go to IT support and education. And yet, that's all for our presentation today. Thank you.